haven't done one of these in a while, because I don't really think it's that interesting to hear what people are reading, although maybe it is. But I like the Halloween time for the spooky books, and I thought maybe some people were looking for ideas of what to read, so I thought I'd tell you what I'm planning to read this October. Whether I actually do or not, I don't know. I didn't buy any books for October this year because I have so many spooky books. I have to try and read some of what I've got. So these are not, so these are maybe an unusual selection because it's just some of the books I have around that I have to get to. So I started early though. I started in September, and I eased into it. And if you're looking for something that's not really spooky necessarily or horror related, this might be a good choice for you. I really enjoyed this. It's called Nocturne, A Journey in Search of Moonlight. So it's mostly about the moon, which if you don't want to go in a completely like creepy, spooky way, this is a nice, cozier sort of October read for you. And it is this man, James Attlee, travels around to different countries, and he explores what the moon means in poetry and culture and history in the different locations. Some of the places he goes are Japan, the American Southwest. He's from Britain, so he goes to Britain. And it's just, I really enjoyed this. It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of a mixed kind of book. But that's just an idea for you if you don't want to read a horror novel or something like, or a ghost story. There is a few little spooky moments in here. But it's mostly history, poetry, culture. Nocturne. And then I read this very quick. It's a novella. It's called The Willows by Algernon Blackwood. And I didn't know, I saw someone reading this in a movie. That's why I chose this book. But I can't remember now what movie, because this again was a book I've had around for a while. But if you remember the movie where someone was reading this book, please let me know, because it's kind of driving me crazy. I liked this because it's different than your typical ghost story. It's about these two men on a canoe trip down the Danube, or up the Danube, I'm not sure, in the early 1900s. That's when the book was written. And they're forced onto this little tiny island and kind of held there by mysterious forces or beings. I thought it was really different. I liked it. And it's quick. If you're looking for something quick, this was like 80-something pages. This is what I'm reading right now. And to be honest, I just bought this book at the thrift store because of the cover. It's got this cool holograph, so I don't know if it's showing on the camera, but sometimes it's a skull and sometimes it's a little girl's face. It's very 80s looking. It's called Nightstone by Hautala. And all these 80s novels, they always, or even now, if it's like a spooky novel, they always have to like have Stephen King comment on it, but on the back he's not, I don't think he's commenting about this book because he says he raves about moon death. This is called Nightstone, so I don't know if Moon Death is another book by this author, but what did Stephen King have to say about this novel? And I haven't gotten that far yet. On chapter 3, so not that far. And this is a long one, but it moves along pretty quick. And I'm enjoying it, but it's pretty typical. Like they just move into a house, and the little girl gets sick as soon as they come down the driveway, and they move in, and she goes right to the room that she wants, and they hear her talking to someone behind the closed door, and when they open the door, there's no one there. And she acts like nothing was wrong. It's just your typical sort of haunted house book, it seems, so far. Haunted house story that you've heard in many movies over the years. Though maybe back in 1986 it was still kind of new. We've just seen so many horror movies where that happens now. Maybe we're spoiled. I don't know. I think I will enjoy it anyways, even if it's kind of predictable. Next, I picked this up last Halloween, a store downtown. It was like, not a store, it's for the ghost tours. They had a little shop, but they're not in business anymore. They set a bunch of stuff out for free on Halloween, and I took this book. It's called Historic Haunted America, and it's just a bunch of different, supposedly true stories, ghost stories from all across the U.S. But again, it's a really long book. It's like 600 pages, so I'd like to get through some of these. I might save this for towards the end of October, because I'm going to get nowhere reading all these really thick books. Okay, here's my favorite Christopher Pike. I've never read this one. It's Tales of Terror. I really like short stories. And he has this collection of short stories. This book is kind of, when I was looking for it, it was kind of hard to find it at a reasonable price. I had to watch it for a long time. I finally was able to pick it up for like less than $10. Sometimes it goes for a lot of money, just saying. I'm looking forward to this one. I love Christopher Pike. Don't care. And I think I had picked up this next book for like local, to find like researching for local stuff maybe. I don't know, but I never read it, so I figured why not. It's Ghosts from King Phillips' War. Hauntings, Mysteries, and Curiosities. And it is by Edward Lodi, and I got this used. And the cool thing I just noticed when I was looking at it just now was that the author actually signed this book, so that's pretty cool. And then a few years ago for Halloween, I read a book about the Fox sisters who started the spiritualist movement in the 1800s. They claimed they heard spirits knocking in their house, and they went on to be kind of famous mediums. It was a really interesting book, and after that I was kind of interested in the subject, and I bought 2 more books, but I still haven't gotten around to reading them. So I want to read one of these at least. One's called The Other Side of Salvation, Spiritualism and the 19th Century Religious Experience. That's that one. And then this one is called Radical Spirits, Spiritualism and Women's Rights in the 19th Century. How seances and trance speaking empowered a generation of American women to claim their own voices. I'm more interested in this one, I think. I think this is, if I read one of these this month, it's going to be this one. But we'll see. And then I got this past summer, at an antique fair. Tall Tales of Cape Cod. And like little illustrations in here. Stories from Cape Cod. It looks really, really cute. And the guy, when I bought it, the guy said it was really good. I like the artwork on the cover. That was what sold me. I have this book I picked up used. It's a kid's book. It's called A Ghost in the Window, and it is by Betty Wren White, and I read another book, kid's book by her. And this is the sequel to it. It was called The Secret Window, and it's about a girl who has psychic abilities, I think it was. She can predict the future in dreams. And this is the sequel. So this should be like a quick little read, which is good for the October season. And then, oh, well, you know, I did buy some books for October. I forgot. My grandmother used to have these. It's called Ideals. And they have them for different seasons, but these are some of the autumn ones. I think these are from the 1960s or 70s. And I got them on Thrift Books. It's just like poetry and art and photographs. So I got this just as something to flip through. Yeah, it's really pretty pictures and things. One of them did have Halloween poems in it. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, there's some Halloween stuff too. It's cool. The Wishing Pumpkin. That's nice. October Weather. Looks like it's a little story. Anyways, I got these for a couple bucks. Just a nice thing to flip through while I'm having coffee or something. Okay, so that's what I've got for October reading. Maybe I gave you some ideas. But anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.